everyone, my name is Mehek. I hope you guys are all fine, and like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Back with the book of the week that I finished reading. It's called The Road Trip. It's by Beth. That's how it looks. It's got this cute red color Mini Cooper made on it. Now this has been the most dramatic and I would say the longest road trip that I read. I mean, it's 300 miles. That's a journey the characters are taking, and the road trip is full of all kinds of emotions. It's full of anger, resentment, unfinished business, and secrets. Many secrets, I would say. Coming to the main plot now, Addie and Deb, they're basically sisters, and they are on their way to their friend's wedding, which is in north of Scotland. Now, it's a road trip that they're taking and they're very excited about it. I mean, Addie has planned the playlist and the snacks and everything, where they're going to take a stop, what they're going to eat, what they're going to listen, everything is planned and they're super excited about this. But contrary to what I would say fate has in store for you, suddenly they're on their road trip and they're enjoying it. A car comes and slams Addie's car from behind. And surprise, it's none other than Addie's ex, Dylan. So it's been 2 years that Addie and Dylan have broken up, and it was a messy breakup. Things didn't end on a very good note. And after 2 years, Dylan and Addie are now facing each other and are a part of this minor accident. And they realize that Dylan, along with his friend Marcus, they are also heading to the same wedding because the friend who is getting married is a common friend. Now, Addie, being the better person or the person with the big heart, she decides to give Dylan a lift to the wedding, and thus starts the most interesting and, like I said, the most interesting and the longest road trip, which is filled of so many emotions and interesting people. So now this small mini Cooper is crammed with 5 people. Now you may ask how 5. So there is Addie, there is the protective sister Deb, there is the ex Dylan, there is the mean friend of Dylan, Marcus, who tried everything in his capacity to basically push Dylan and Addie apart. And then the 5th person is Rodney. He's actually a random guy picked on Facebook who was also going. So there was this wedding group which was created on Facebook, and somehow Addie and Rodney got connected, and yeah, so he's just the 5th random guy they picked from the Facebook. So these all 5 people crammed with all their luggages in the car, and they're approaching this wedding, which is a 300 miles journey. Now obviously it's very difficult to avoid confrontations of their messy past, so the book keeps going between past and present. In the past, you read about how Dylan and Addie met. So basically, Dylan had 2 years back, he had hired a villa in France, and Addie was the caretaker of that villa. That's where they met. Initially they thought that it's going to be a summer romance, but it resulted in something more and very serious. So you learn about how they met, their relationship dynamics, how they progressed, how Marcus kind of sabotaged their relationship, and finally you learn about you also learn about Dylan's and Addie's own problems and insecurities. And finally, you read about why did they break up. And trust me, because that's the best part, the reason kind of just blows your mind. It is so twisted, and it is, you're kind of hoping, okay, this is the reason I think, they broke or they had to go apart. But it is not. I mean, I think the twisted climax, I would say, that the author has given to this book makes this road trip and the book so interesting. Yeah, so that is what is the major plot of the book, I would say. All the characters, they're super flawed. They have their own insecurities and a lot of dramas in their life. The author, through the book, has explored, themes like broken families, toxic relationships, drug abuse, alcoholism, and second chances. Now, the big question is that will they reach the wedding on time? ? You have to read the book and find out, because I'm not going to tell you that, obviously. So read the book and find out if they do make it to the wedding on time. And second thing, will Dylan and Addie get back together? Because it's been 2 years and they completely changed. They're two different individuals and they learned it the hard way. Dylan had to go through therapy because of the trauma that he faced in childhood and his relationship with Marcus. And obviously Addie had her own share of troubles and stuff. So they're both different people. So there are basically two questions you have to read and find out. A, if they reach the wedding on time, and B, if Addie and Dylan end up together. But for that twisted climax that I mentioned earlier, you have to read the book. It is so interesting. Also, it's funny at moments. Imagine these all very different, unique, crazy people put in this small car together for a long journey, 300 miles, and it's crazy. It's hilarious. Yet at the same time, when the book keeps going in the past and you read about how Addie and Dylan drifted apart, you kind of feel for them, your heart aches, and it's heartbreaking to read about that. But yeah, definitely a recommended book you all should pick up. It's December. Pick up this book and enjoy the Christmassy holiday month, and if you guys have a break. So yeah, that's all on this wonderful, very interesting book. I will see you guys next week with another book, and I'm very excited for December because I've got these really new Christmassy books that I'm going to be reading all through this December. This is something that I usually do every year. I buy Christmassy books and read them in December. So I'm really excited to be sharing those reviews with you. Yeah, that's all. Bye-bye. Take care.